Okay, we're on. I'm here with Joey Cadiz. I just want to thank you for taking the time to meet with me in your very, very busy schedule.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes. So the reason why I wanted to speak with you today, Joey, was just to kind of get an idea of what you've been doing since you left the Big Island Substance Abuse Council. We've been seeing that you've been doing some amazing things, but maybe kind of give us an idea of who you are, what you stand for, where you're from. That might be a great intro.
Okay. So my name is Joey Cadiz. I currently am a lifeguard on the North Shore. I've been lifeguarding for about 5 years, on Oahu, that is. But probably about 5 years ago, I had started with BISAC with you guys, with a program that we used, basically kind of traditional culture um, practices through gardening and kind of use that as therapy and taught people how to pretty much access things in the land and bring it to your table and put it in your mouth. So how to harvest, cook, and eventually continue that process as a means of kind of providing uh, patients with life skills and new opportunities for things that maybe they have done a long time ago and lost touch with. And I think it was um, really progressive. People liked it a lot.
Yeah, I would say too, it's something that we had missed. One of the things that kind of came up when I mentioned to staff that I was going to speak with you, and I totally forgot, but do you
Hmm.
remember the hamburger Lau Lau?
Yes,
You
yep.
created?
That is still going. I wouldn't say I created it per se because a lot of the things that I'm doing have been done before, but maybe the concepts of what I'm trying to accomplish are new ways of kind of lining things up. I'd say,
Yeah, so very
but
interesting. I think it was actually on our wrapped on our food trailer as well.
yeah,
Home
nice.
of the hamburger, the
The
hamburger Lau
cheeseburger Lalo. Yeah.
Lau. That's right. That's great. So you kind of explained your role here with BISEC and very humble with your explanation, but I'm going to say that it was very impactful with our clients and how you were able to kind of navigate some of the very basic core concepts when it came to like Hawaiian culture and even like your background. You have a master's degree in, is it public
In public health.
and
Yeah.
health. And so you were able to kind of utilize a curriculum that you had developed while
Hmm.
getting your degree that you felt was a good fit for individuals that were struggling with addiction. So the
Yes.
connection that I was seeing you make with our program and some of your background and experiences was really, really grounding them and connecting them to self and to the land, to Aina. Do you
Hmm.
have anything more that you would like to add about that?
That's really it. Is really reconnecting people with the things that we, like I said, once maybe were and got disconnected based on different decisions or lifestyles that we developed. But really getting back into Aina and getting back into those cultural practices, whether it's the food that we eat, surfing, hula, all these things that reconnect us with our culture and our land, are ways for us to heal and develop new lifestyles that are more applicable and healthier, I'd say, for today and for our
Healthier.
families.
Yes, definitely. And I remember our first couple of groups that you had facilitated. I remember there was sort of a resistance at
Yeah.
first with our clientele. I mean, they were like fighting, like, why we got to do this? But
Yeah.
really actually started to grow on you, right? They were really
Hmm.
like, they would look forward to their Fridays that they
Yeah.
spend in the garden and really took into mind the true reason why we started the program.
Hmm. I actually, on that note, food is something really interesting that always brings us together. And I think as we got more into doing the food cooking and prepping, people were more looking forward to reaching that point of the day. As far as like we did Malama Aina stuff in the beginning, and that was kind of a lot of hard work that maybe people didn't exactly want to be there for. But eventually, everybody got on the same page. We all had different assignments and different groups took different tasks, and we all cooked and brought it together at the end. And I think that's something to really kind of cherish in all that we do. Food is a necessity, and that's kind of where we're at now.
Yeah. I think it's very interesting because even though it was well planned, the way that you had structured it was sort of working in the garden, teaching the concepts of what you guys were going to do, and sort of ending it where everybody had their own roles in the whole issue. It was like people were cleaning, you had people clearing out things, you had people prepping, you had others cooking. And so at the end, they were able to enjoy a meal and that they were proud of.
Yep, totally. That's
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
so I wanna say
exactly.
it was an awesome kind of idea. I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about if you could share a meaningful story about BISAC that has left a lasting impression on you.
I, honestly, everything that every time I got to go there and work with the patients or the clients, work with you guys and your staff, it was always so, everybody was above and beyond. It was awesome. So as far as one particular moment standing out, I really, there's some uncles that really touched me that, especially like in their older years, have seen the struggles, especially for the younger guys that maybe were coming up. There's one uncle in particular, and I probably won't say his name, but I do remember him, like, at the end of every session come up, hey brother, give me a big hug, and like just really mahalo me for what we're doing. And I could see like the transformation. He was a little rough around the edges in the beginning, but for him, especially when it came to the sharing parts, like for people to kind of really look into themselves and open up and share, he was one of the guys that always stood out and was above and beyond for anything that I needed or anybody needed in the program. He would be right there.
That is so awesome. Yeah, it's always something that we feel that we're giving people something, you know, a tool, a different way of thinking and behaving. But in the end, I think we're transformed ourselves.
Yeah, totally.
Experience,
totally.
That experience. And I would hear a lot of our clients kind of talk about how they would share those types of experiences with you where you really got down to the core, not even knowing that you guys were headed there, but they were able to address a lot of things that were deep-seated. And so I just want to mahalo you for working with them and instilling, you know, hope in them where people would actually lose hope and they would lose themselves.
We were able to make a lot of connections in the hard work that it took to actually prep the land. So that's where a lot of the lessons came from. And that's what we're getting back to, is the lessons from the land that we kind of overlook a lot.
Yeah.
So
and I kind of want you to take me to like where has your experiences with BISAC? I mean, you're doing some remarkable things currently. Kind of share with us, like, what are you doing? How are you carrying forward some of your goals and your values within the community?
At my core, I always put forth the health of our community first. That's part of the reason why I went to go get my master's in public health, was to address the health disparities that we have in Hawaii. It's for everybody, but to specifically serve our people here first, and hopefully create framework for other places. But nutrition is always at the core. So that's created a lot of the health issues that we have in our community. So that's kind of led me, along with the food that we were doing with your program at BISAC, to where I am now with Lau Lau Solutions, where we are providing meals for people in need within the communities, in particular our Native Hawaiian communities, a nutritional supplement. And that nutritional supplement is something that has been eaten and been a part of our diet for years and years and years long ago. So it's really to kind of get back, just like how we were with BISAC, to traditional activities, getting back into the land. And kalo is our main staple, or was our main staple in Hawaii, and I want to bring that back. So that's kind of where we're headed right now, or where I think we are.
It is so interesting. I think we've had a long-winded sort of discussions in the past, you and I, where it was like sort of that heart to heart, thinking about how these types of things that you were doing here, like I could see you taking it back with you, and this is the fruits of your labor. I'm just like, oh my God, so amazing to see you feeding our Native Hawaiian communities. I think yesterday you went to Papakolea Am
Yeah.
I correct on that? And then I think you did a couple weeks ago, you're in my hometown of Haula. I want to mahalo you for that.
Yes, of course.
Yes, really going into these communities and doing it. So kind of talk about it. Is this a nonprofit for you, or is this something that you're doing personally?
So
How can
this,
we
we
help?
have been able to, we started off initially it was just me, but it's grown to be a nonprofit organization now. We're in the current filing to reach 501c3 status, but that takes a little while, as you know. So we're a state nonprofit, and we're going to continue to serve weekly meals at this point. But there's bigger intentions that I have is to create um, a nutrition program based on Lau Lau.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, awesome.
and through that nutrition program, we'd really be able to re-stimulate the economy of our farmers, our kalo farmers. And from there, that would also be able to hopefully help us to get a lot of our land back, and pretty much be able to create sustainability in Hawaii. We all kind of saw what happened throughout the pandemic of kind of food crises, and that's where this was kind of birthed from, at least more recently. But a lot of people, I'm sure you saw, starting their own food beds or food gardens at home, even just a little bit. But it made more people more aware of how much they go to the store or things that maybe they could supplement. And so that's what we really want to reach, is sustainability in Hawaii. Not necessarily depend on so much import.
Like what I've said before, I totally believe in you, and the things that you're doing currently are very exciting, and in any way that we can kind of support you. But I think what you're doing right now, I can see it just growing exponentially. Being able to help our Native Hawaiian community. People are starting to see, like, they know you, Lau Lau, Joey. I mean, I
Yeah.
just started writing books, and then one of my stories was about kindness. It's a child's book, but it's one of
Yeah,
the
I like those.
characters is the Lau Lau, and I'm like, I'm gonna name
Nice.
him Joey.
Nice. Nice.
So keep posted. There'll be a book that's inspired really by you, and the
Awesome.
things you've done. But any sort of parting messages that you would like to say to people out there, or any last?
I really want to thank everybody. You especially, you've really been a huge support always, especially from the time of my work with BISAC. But the community support, there's a lot of people in need, but as equally, I am seeing that there's a lot of people that are willing to give. And we've been supported based on donations, just small family donations, $100 here, $50, $20, whatever it is. They've been sending it to us, and that's what's really been able to kind of fuel the train of us being able to produce every week. So I just want to thank everybody I don't even know some of the people that just all of a sudden I see on the Lau Lau Solutions account that it was donated.
Wow.
So it's really cool to see the support that people are supporting one another, and that's what it's really about, is the aloha in our community. I think aloha ike kahi kahi, where we take care of one another and we look after one another, and I think it's spreading, and COVID is not.
It's not the end, right? Well, I would like to mahalo you for taking the time to meet with me, and I know that you have to start work shortly, or you're soon, but thank you so much. And again, this is Joey Cadiz, worked for BISAC for a little bit in the past, but your new company is Lau Lau
Solutions.
Solutions LLC, right?
INC.
INC. Incorporated. So remember, everyone, support Miss Joey out there. His mission to help our community is amazing.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
We appreciate you.
Yes, mahalo.